with an Indian accent. It was a rainy morning in New York City when 63-year-old David Miller sat on a hospital bed, looking out the window, watching strangers rush to work with umbrellas in hand. He whispered to himself, "Why did I wait so long?" David had been a successful businessman, big house, luxury cars, expensive suits. But today, none of it mattered. A heart attack had changed everything in a moment. He had no visitors, no one to call, no one who would miss him if he didn't make it. A nurse came in, smiled gently and said, "Mr. Miller, the doctor will be here soon." David gave a faint smile, then looked at the empty chair next to his bed. He thought of his only son, Michael, whom he hadn't spoken to in 15 years. Why? Because of ego. Flashback begins. David was always chasing success. As a young man, he promised his wife Emily that he'd give her a life of comfort. But in the process, he forgot what comfort really meant. He missed birthdays. He missed anniversaries. He missed life. When Emily died of cancer, David didn't cry. Not because
He couldn't feel pain, but he also couldn't feel anything else. He was numb. Michael, just 19 at the time, pleaded with his father, "Dad, please stop working so much. Let's go somewhere, just the two of us." But David replied coldly, "Success doesn't wait for anyone, son," and Michael left. Back to the present day, narrator's voice slows. Now, years later, David looked at his hands, once strong, now trembling. His phone lay silent. Then came a knock. The door opened. It was Michael. He stood there, taller, matured, holding a letter. "Hi, Dad." David's eyes filled with tears. It was the first time he had cried in decades. "I didn't think you'd come," he said, his voice breaking. Michael sat beside him, held his hand, and whispered, "Mom wouldn't want me to waste my life holding anger." David nodded slowly. "I wasted so much time, son." "But you still have today," Michael said. Narrator's voice grows stronger, inspiring. That day, David made a promise. If he recovered, he wouldn't go back to the boardroom. He would live. He would smile at the sunrise, call his son every week, volunteer at the shelter, and tell young people, "Don't waste your life chasing things that won't matter in the end." 6 months later, David stood in a small community hall, wearing a simple sweater, holding a mic. He was speaking to a group of teenagers. "Time," he said, "is your most precious currency. Don't spend it impressing the world. Spend it loving the people who would cry if you were gone." A girl from the back raised her hand and asked, "Sir, what if we already made mistakes?" David smiled. "Then today is your second chance. Start again. Every breath is a gift. Don't waste it." Narrator's final voiceover. Calm and motivating. David didn't become a millionaire again, but he became something far greater. He became a man who truly lived. And when he finally left this world, he wasn't alone. He had Michael beside him, holding his hand, not in a hospital, but in their home.
Surrounded by love. Moral: life is not about how much you earn. It's about how much you live. Don't waste your life. Call your loved ones. Forgive someone. Help a stranger. Because one day, the only thing you'll wish for is more time.